welcome to the review. This is going to be as short as possible because I know you guys tend not to want to watch these, but I'll keep it to the point. And while I'm at it, I'm going to get you to do this for me because I'm going to need to find out where you are later. So thank you for your participation, Jillian. Right, as per usual, let's go ahead and talk about the story and how it began. So here's the synopsis. With Valentine's being around the corner, Eric Affabee decided to tell a story of Slappy's past. Back when he was in act with Jimmy O. James, he stumbled across a new girl, Jillian, and fell in love. Jillian, on the other hand, unaware of Slappy's advances, is also dealing with some issues of her own, including a creepy life-size doll named Mary Ellen that her twin sisters carry around with them. However, it seems like someone is falling for Slappy, and it's not Jillian. Here is the card here, and it's the third belated Valentine's Day update. Yes, I know. Based off of the book of the same name, Bride of the Living Dummy. Interesting things is that included a scene monster in a character animation and the quality of life for grand prize UI. And the event started back March 28th, and it's gonna end on April 24th at 7 p.m. So, was this a love match made in heaven, or was this a disaster waiting to happen? Well, let's go ahead and talk about some of the goods and stuff. Alright, the good stuff first, then bad. Because I know you've been waiting for this, but okay, let's do the good stuff. So, first things first, talking about the UI. Yes, so I do like the fact that they fixed the grand prize here for the UI. It's a nice kind of touch feature that you don't really think about, but it kind of makes it more convenient for people. Not only that, but it also has a nice kind of a feel to it, in a sense that kind of like makes you feel well, you know, it's hard to explain it, but the other thing too is that, you know, it was an easy prize to get, so it wasn't too bad as far as that type of stuff goes. The other thing with this update is that it was indeed faithful to the books. And, well, I'll talk more later on, but I do like the fact that they kind of, you know, when you try to adapt something into the game, usually they tend to try to keep faithful to the books, and sure enough, they did the same thing here with they're introducing with Jimmy O. James and having the characters and things of that nature, but, you know. It's whatever. The decorations they introduced were kind of nice. I mean, they were kind of creepy. I did dig them. Still have yet to decorate where they're gonna go, but by the time this video is out, it's already happened. But yeah, the decorations aren't that bad. I do like them. You know, they do fit for where they're supposed to be, I guess. The monetization is something I want to keep a note of, and it's actually not that bad. Lately, they've been pretty good as far as keeping it kind of not like how it used to be with consistency of like being, you know, greedy in the sense, you know what I mean, the type of old tactics, but it seems like they're kind of more, they get money regardless, and they're kind of like keeping it faithful to that type of stuff, but, you know, it's whatever. And, well, the last thing I want to say, it's the best part about this update, was the animation for Jillian and the scene were well crafted, like basically animations and whatnot. Like, I feel like they did a good job as far as like her as a character, as far as the animation stuff goes, and they really put a lot of effort into her, which is really nice to kind of cover. And yeah, all that type of stuff and more. But yeah, as you can tell, I was kind of having difficulties of trying to come up with some goods, so, right, now, let's get to the bad. Yes, oh boy, I can't wait for this. So, alright, first things first, the bad. Let's start with the least offensive to the biggest offense. And that is, first things first, if the thing can load in for me, thank you very much. Why are the twins $5 to summon? Why is bucks a forced requirement to kind of do this now? I understand you kind of are not using the bucks for anything, namely major, but still, it's kind of like, you know, especially $5, it's like, it's still kind of steep. Like, why the twins specifically? But I don't know. It's just something to think about. Something too is the crafting feels a little too easy. This feels like this could be something a little bit challenging or different in a sense. I know they're trying to balance it out by having characters be able to do something but also keep it kind of faithful. I think the way they kind of handled the special books, I feel like is kind of a good way to kind of look into that, but I don't know. It's a weird balance because I kind of do miss doing the crafting 101s and kind of going ahead and kind of giving depth of like what to do and what would be great tactics. But now it's just like at the dummy theaters here if you want, but you know you could just have Jillian do everything. So it's like whatever. It's there, you know. Um, things like glitches are there. Like for example, this thing here was a glitch that could have been fixed, and these animations were kind of glitched as well. I don't know if it still is, but basically when you summon them and you click them off, they ended up crashing the game, so that's always great. I don't know why that happened or what caused it, but there you go. The kind of things there that kind of feels pretty basic. The grand prize itself, I am very disappointed in. Not for the fact of how it looks, because like I said, decoration, creepy, kind of cool, but the fact that this is not a scare decoration at all is kind of disappointing. Like, why get this big, massive prize if it's just for nothing? You know what I mean? It just feels off to me. But, it's whatever. But the biggest offense, to me anyways, is the ending. Oh boy, the ending. It was really bad. I feel like they didn't know how to end it, so they ended it the way they did, and it wasn't the right call. It was not the right call at all. They could have done so many other different things that could have worked, and it would have been fine, but the way they ended it, it's like, why? You didn't think for once that maybe this would end looking bad for people? Like, this wouldn't cause any controversy? But it's just, I don't know, man. I don't know. I've already made my commitment. You already seen my rants, so you know how I feel about it. But yeah, I'm not a big fan of this whole thing at all. So there's that. So yeah, there's that. And I just realized I didn't mute the music, so that's even great. So now music is on top of other music, so that's even brilliant. So ignore that. I know this is going to be a pain, but I'm not going to do this again. I feel, oh boy, this feels whole thing. Anyways, here's the event card. This is what it looks like, so you get a good idea with this type of stuff here. And yeah, you can pause if you want to read it and whatnot, but I basically gave you all of the stuff that's there. So now then, what do I feel like this belongs in? Well, before I give you my synopsis, I've decided to do one change. It seems like ever since the game came back near the end of 2021 with the Halloween event, the updates seem to have been not as it used to be, like big and grand and exciting, and I feel like it's never going to be the case. So trying to kind of copy from the past, I feel is very unfair, especially for the newer updates. So moving forward, event 24 and up will be separated from the past events. So the calendar thing that I showed you back in 2020, that's its own separate list, and it's completed as far as you know. And moving forward from the Halloween update to now will be its own separate list, because I feel like it's only fair to kind of separate them because they're smaller updates, and we're never going to get it to be as it used to be, as great as it used to be. So it's only fair to kind of separate them and kind of do it in that sense to make it easier for ourselves. Right, so this was hard for me to kind of predict where I wanted to put this, because I kind of was somewhat like, I didn't want to be biased, so I wanted to talk to the community and see where they wanted to be at. And after talking to them, I feel comfortable finally doing this. So it's going to be, it's the worst update we had thus far compared to the other events we've had. But it's in the yellow tier. It's like low bottom yellow tier. In other words, to put it bluntly, if anything is worse than this update, it's in the red tier. Basically, this is the gatekeeper. This is the thing at the door. If you're worse than this update, you're in the red tier. That's my move. That's moving forward. All right. So that's this exception. I've decided to put this in the yellow tier because the ending was that bad, but everything else was still kind of decent, and it wasn't too bad, but still kind of like, the ending was really pushing me. Like really was like, it was there. But it's what it is. But I digress. But anyways, that's it for now. So that's gonna be it. And yeah, this video is gonna be weird. I do apologize, especially the music and everything. It's a mess. This whole thing's a mess. But hopefully next time I'll be a little bit more happier and better, and things can go better ways. But who knows at this point, Anyways, I've been Graham, and I'll be seeing you next time. So more HorrorTown goodness. Until then, let's see Jillian's, shaking Mary Ellen. That's my feelings to this event as far as things go. So, yeah, let's just hope that this never happens again. Never, ever, ever.